Previously on X-Men.
Today we're going to take a look at the X-Men, the animated series, the Adaptations Omnibus by Ralph Macchio, Andrew Wildman, and Chris Batista. It has a $125 cover price and a 1,008 page count. Let's get into this omnibus review. Okay, so here we have X-Men, the animated series, the Adaptations Omnibus. This is the direct market variant cover here with artwork from Kerry Gemmell. You got Wolverine and Sabretooth going at it. Then on the spine, you have Wolverine there and the little X-Men, the animated series logo with the gold, the shimmer, man, looking great. Beautiful looking omnibus. I love the design that they did on this. You got Cyclops on the back with the optic blast. Left-hand side, a little bit about this series that's collected in here, the X-Men Adventures. On the right-hand side, the creators. And man, look at this cover. Absolutely amazing cover. Love the spine. You got that gold style animated series logo on the side and then the X on the back. Now taking a look at the binding quick, it is sewn binding. You get really not too much of an eye on this, unfortunately, but it does have that curve, and you don't get a ton of gutter loss in this book, fortunately. You got the X-Men, the animated series logo there. Then you have a little bit of the credits on this book here. And then you get the contents page, which has like kind of the cool X-Men vibe throughout this whole thing. I'm a big fan of how they set this whole book up. It's designed super well. It really gives you that X-Men animated series vibes, which if you're like me, I was a huge fan when I was a kid. I used to watch the X-Men animated series all the time. It was one of my favorite shows, dressing up like Wolverine for Halloween and all that. This is really what got me into the X-Men. This is how I became an X-Men fan when I was a kid, so having this material collected in an omnibus is just super cool. Now this does collect X-Men Adventures 1992 1 through 15, X-Men Adventures 1994 1 through 13, and X-Men Adventures 1995 1 through 13. So it's written by Ralph Macchio and illustrated by Andrew Wildman, Chris Batista, Paul Borges, Manny Clark. Then you got Hector Collazo, Ben Herrera, and Mike S. Miller, and a bunch of different artists that work on this this material collected in this omnibus here. Now, one of the things I wanted to talk about is, why isn't this just named X-Men Adventures Omnibus? I mean, that's all that it collects. It probably should just be named that, but I think with the popularity of the television show and the new series coming out, X-Men 97, I think they probably figured that they'd be able to sell more of these books if they just named it X-Men the Animated Series, the Adaptation. So it is what it is. Just really glad that we got all this material collected in this omnibus format. Absolutely love that artwork there of Rogue stealing Scott Summers' powers and using the optic blast, man. So the X-Men animated series is a beloved animated show, obviously, that originally aired in the 1990s and is still popular today among comic book and animation enthusiasts. The Adaptations Omnibus is basically just a collection of comic book adaptations of various episodes from the animated series, featuring the same characters and storylines that we all grew up on and love. So you get the classic team, probably my favorite X-Men team of all time, honestly, which is Cyclops, Wolverine, Rogue, Storm, Beast, Gambit, Jubilee, Jean Grey, and of course, the man himself, Charles Xavier, Professor X. So you get that awesome team, and you get all these different episodes, basically, just in comic book form, and it's spectacular, man. You have this one here with Wolverine where he visits the Inuit people, I believe, in Canada, and he gets into the sick fight with Sabretooth, and just a really great episode, one of my personal favorites. You get the stuff here with Cable where he goes to Genosha to save a Gambit, and I think Storm and Jubilee, who are all stuck there. Just all the classic X-Men episodes that I grew up on. I love all these episodes. They're all fantastic to me. I mean, I just gave it a rewatch recently, and it still holds up to this day, man. X-Men Adventures, issue 9 here with the Who Shall Stop the Juggernaut issue, which was based off the famous episode where they made a bunch of those YouTube videos where he's doing I'm the Juggernaut and he's riding around in a taxi and all that. All those ridiculous videos back in the day. Oh man, Colossus is drawn just fabulous throughout this too. All these characters are just drawn so well. Juggernaut looks awesome. Wolverine, the panels just have so much action included on them, which is just really terrific. Gotta love all this stuff. You have that Archangel arc that was really great, really well done in the X-Men animated series show. You got Apocalypse with the 4 Horsemen. Just incredible stuff, man. You do get a little gutter loss here, unfortunately, but it doesn't happen too often. It only happens here, I guess, probably because it's a 2-page spread, I would assume. But just really fantastic artwork throughout this. it really brings you back. It's got that whole nostalgia factor, this whole read. You got Bishop looking awesome. Always been a huge fan of Bishop. He just looks fantastic there, man, with that little bandana blowing in the breeze. Wolverine and Bishop going at it. Really great stuff collected in this book. You'll get like the Senator Kelly stuff throughout here, the Master Mold stuff, which is just really just some classic material. It's this X-Men Adventure stuff was great. I have never read this before, so this was my first time reading all this material, and I really got a kick out of it, man. And it kind of it's great to actually have already kind of watched all the episodes. It makes reading these issues that much more enjoyable, and they're super well done too. This isn't like a cash grab of issues. These aren't corny. It's actually pretty damn good, man. You get these little character bios with the 3D spinning that used to happen at the end of the X-Men animated series episodes, which is kind of cool just to have like midway through this this omnibus here collected. Some Mr. Sinister stuff. You got a Watu there. So you're going to get like absolutely insane amount of X-Men characters and stuff included in this run here. You're going to get like a Days of the Future Past sort of issues here. You're going to get a bunch of the Phoenix Saga stuff collected as well. You're going to get this one with a Storm where she goes back to like Africa or whatever, and there's that weird light. Really awesome artwork throughout that issue as well. Storm, I love that version of Storm too and Rogue. So these are like, this is just fabulous, man. You can't go wrong with this omnibus. If you're an X-Men fan, you definitely got to pick this one up. And like I said, if you're not like huge into X-Men, this is one to try out because it really is enjoyable. And I think if you're not a huge X-Men fan, I think you can easily get into this this read here. Of course, you're gonna get some Omega Red material collected in this omnibus as well, who is one of my all-time favorite villains in the X-Men, man. He's always been such a badass character for sure. Well, if you're looking to get this omnibus, I get all my books from Organic Price Books, the best place to get your omnibus and other collected editions. Super fast shipping, bulletproof packaging, and amazing customer service. Use promo code DROCK to get $2 off your purchase at organicpricebooks.com. And now use code DROCK, ship it together to get 5% off an order of 3 or more books from organicpricebooks.com. Join the OPB family today. Link is down in the description. You got some more time travel stuff here with the Time Fugitives, with one of my favorite characters as well, Cable, and then you got Bishop in here and Forge. So you get all these classic characters from X-Men included throughout all these issues, man, which is just great. Just the adaptations of these stories are so cool. You got Mojo here in the Mojo-verse, which is one of my all-time favorite episodes of X-Men, the animated series, man. I love Mojo. He's such a deranged, just weird-ass character. I love his character design. He just looks so creepy and weird, man. Always been one of my favorites. Even as a kid, I was always into him, man. One of these days, I'm just going to have to pick up that 1/10 scale Mojo from Iron Studios, which is super badass. I don't know where I'll put that thing, though. Great Sabretooth art there. Then you get these issues here with Lady Deathstrike appearing, which were also some great episodes in, because I think this was a couple-parter series that was on the animated series, and it's collected here in these issues. You get that great relationship between Lady Deathstrike and Wolverine. Always glad to see those like kind of classic relationships. And then it gets on to the Dark Phoenix stuff here. So you have all that material with Jean Grey, and you get the Starjammers and just the crazy Phoenix Saga. So it's cool to have it adapted from the show into this, and just kind of also from just the regular Uncanny X-Men, just a little bit compacted. Easier of a read for people who kind of want to get into some of this. It's just a cool little quick read of the Phoenix Saga that's not like, spanning multiple issues. So definitely a great book for new readers. Like I said, if you're into X-Men, this is going to be one that you're going to want to get for sure. And if you're a new reader, you're going to want to jump into this and kind of check out the X history. So it's great stuff. You get a little bit of extras collected in here, some trade paperback covers here, and man, all around, I really love this, man. I'm so glad that they actually came out with this. This was one that I pre-ordered as soon as I saw it, and it did not disappoint for sure. This is an amazing book here. Let me know what you think about X-Men, the animated series, the adaptations, down in the comments, and as always, thanks for watching.